Alright boys, welcome back. If today's video seems like deja vu, that's because we're going to be doing something that I already previously did a few months ago, and I'm going to have to do it again. So, just to catch you guys up to speed, the Camaro was put back to complete bone stock. Just like I bought it from factory. Yeah, except for the fancy plug wires. But, intake back on, cam is out, headers are out, it's got the cats back on. The only thing I kept different were my X pipe and the mufflers. And to be completely honest with you, these mufflers that I put on there when I did the cam, I put them on with the full intention of making the car quieter. So I spoke with a few muffler shops and asked them what's a good muffler that I could use that would quiet down the sound without affecting performance too much. They all recommended me to do the same thing, and that was a turbo style muffler. So I did the turbo style muffler, but I never realized how much quieter it's gonna make the car sound than the stock mufflers even did. And if you don't believe me, just check this out. Now, as you guys can tell, it doesn't sound terrible, but it does sound super freaking quiet. Like, this car, I don't even recognize it when I drive it anymore. Now I will say this, the cool thing about having a completely stock Camaro as opposed to when it was modded is that the drivability, and it's insane. I honestly do love the way it drives, and it's comfortable. It doesn't rattle like crazy, it doesn't do any of that stuff, and there's no check engine lights. That was pretty cool. I know now when I do the when I do the headers, cam's coming later, but when I do the headers, the check engine light will be back on for like a little bit until I get it retuned, but I'm not gonna get retuned until I do the cam, which I'll be doing again like in the next month or so. But I'm really impatient and I really want to do the headers right now, and I don't want to have to wait for the cam, so just gonna have to deal with this. So let me go get the headers. I'll be right back and I'll show you what I'm gonna do. Alright, so here are the headers. I didn't take this one off, but it is the passenger side, and I take it off just complete like that because it was a little bit easier. I remember this side being a pain in the ass to remove and to put back on. This is the driver's side. So one thing I've noticed when people do the headers on these is that they come over here and unbolt the steering shaft, which, let me see if I can flash the light. It's right there. You can kind of just see it right there. There's one bolt inside right there that holds it together. And that's because it gets in the way of being able to slide this header in. And if you guys can see right here, I did have to dimple these headers in a little bit, one right here and right there. But what I did notice was that it wasn't enough, and it was still kind of bouncing and vibrating off of the steering shaft, which made it super annoying, and it kind of did affect my steering a bit. So I'm gonna just have to come over here and just smack this thing in with the hammer some more, just bring it inward, and hopefully that fixes it. So this job's pretty simple. First thing we're gonna do, unplug the plug wires, take out the spark plugs, unplug the O2 sensor over there, and then take off these heat shields, because if I remember correctly, they were getting in the way. From up top, I'm probably gonna go ahead and disconnect the cats, since it'll be easier than when the car is in the air. And that way I can just either slide the manifold from the top, if I can. Don't think I'll be able to, looks like a tight squeeze. And then I'll get from underneath and take it out from there. And then from over here, this side's gonna be a little bit trickier. It's easier to get out because there's more clearance, but we do have the dipstick right here, which, from what I remember with the dipstick, it's a pain in the ass to do. So I'm gonna have to take off the dipstick, and then putting it back in is gonna be the hard part, because you gotta fish it in there. And I'm probably gonna have to have my dad help me with that, or somebody that whoever I find available is gonna have to come help me. But let's go ahead and get to work and see how far we can get. Alright, so there we go. Right now we just took off all the plug wires on the spark plugs and the heat shields from both sides. And I disconnected the O2s. I think what I'm going to do next is... I don't think I'm going to be able to. So I'm just going to disconnect the cats from the top up there. I'm going to disconnect the cats. And then after that I will go ahead and just disconnect the manifolds. And then I will lift the car up and see if I can just slide it off. Alright, so we ran into an issue. Not surprised. It's always an issue working on this freaking car. Nothing ever goes as planned. But where I messed up was I tried getting rid of this O2 sensor right here. I was trying to take out this O2 sensor without it before putting it on the car, and it might have rounded out the bolt. You guys can see right there. It's rounded out. So what I'm going to try to do next is just put it on the car, heat it up, and try to take it off like that. And if that doesn't work, then I'm kind of screwed. I'm going to have to get a new bung welded onto there. So we are going to wait and see what happens there. But right now, passenger side manifold is out. So you guys can see it right there. And I'm getting ready to throw the header back on there. And then over here, it's pretty much off here as well. It's just being held on underneath. So yeah, honestly, most of the hard part is done. It's just gonna get throwing everything back on there. But the hardest part of this whole job right now that I'm finding is gonna be putting the dipstick back into the car, because I remember struggling last time, the previous 3 times that I've tried doing this. So that's gonna be fun, but I'm pretty sure we can figure this out and we'll be able to get this started tonight. And I'm really hoping that I can get that thing out, because if it's rounded out, whatever, I'm pretty sure we can muscle out of it. But I'm just worried that it might be cross-threaded inside, and then that's what's gonna suck, because it's gonna set us back a couple days. So best case scenario, it's just rounded out. We can get it out of there, put the new O2 sensor back on there, and then we'll be good to go. So let's go ahead and get the headers back on there. Alright, so what I was afraid would happen happened. Long story short, I'm missing like 3 of the bolts for the exhaust manifold. I'm pretty sure, I know they fell, and the scary thing is they didn't hit the ground because I didn't hear it. So now I know they're going to be somewhere stuck in the motor, so now I have to play the fun game of let's find the missing bolts. I actually found one already. It's down there right next to the motor mount, so that should be pretty easy. I just need to get a magnet and fish it out. The other ones, on the other hand, I have no freaking clue where they went. So this is gonna be fun. So good news, great news, I'm excited. The car is back down on the ground, which means the headers are on there. They're secure. I'm just tightening everything down and putting the spark plugs back in, and then we should start her right up. All right, here we go, moment of truth. Everything is on. Everything looks pretty buttoned up and dialed in. I am gonna get a check engine light when I first turn it on. That's because I deleted the cats again and I deleted the rear O2, so I just gotta get that tuned. But since we're doing the cam and everything all over again, I'm gonna hold off on that. So let's go ahead and turn it on and see how it sounds. Folks, got the headers back on there, sounding pretty good, sounding better than I remembered, better than I thought it would. I think I'm gonna clean up around and we're gonna go for a quick little drive just around, just to see how it drives. Yo, this car just screams now, dude. Like, I am in love with this sound all over again. And it's got the little baby backfires. Like, it's not gonna they're not gonna be as loud as they were before because of my mufflers, but you know what, it's something and I'll take it. And dude, oh my god, it sounds just so nice. But yeah, and then I'll get the O2 sensor hooked back up, but it's still going to be there because I don't have cats and I don't have rear O2s. So I plan on keeping the car like this for maybe no more than a month. I figured I don't do that much driving anyways. I'm going to fix the O2 sensor hopefully by the next weekend. I just need to order the bung and then go get it welded on by a machine shop. Sorry, by a muffler shop. Just quick little pulls, and it got its attitude back. That's what's got me excited. This car sounded like a little bitch before. All right, just went on a test drive. I just came back to my little spot in Mexico that I like to come to, and just kind of taking a quick look around here. I don't really see nothing too bad. My O2 extension. Nothing's touching over here, nothing's touching over here, and then I see this guy over here and this motherfucker's cutting it real close. So I'm gonna have to turn off the car and see if I can move those wires a bit, because yeah, we can't have that. This is how quick sound from the back. So there we have it. Headers are back on the car, starting to come back to its normal self. And as far as me, I'm honestly feeling great. I feel amazing right now. I'm in a really good mood. I got the headers back on the car. There's nothing really to complain about right now. And I'm gonna do it. It's freaking getting cold out here again. It's freaking 60 degrees and we're in the middle of September. And I'm not used to that down here in Southern California, dude. It's fucking cold. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. Take it easy. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.